What's up, YouTube? Welcome to my channel. My name is Fortan Zimbu. I'm back again here for another YouTubean video concern. All of us, African and the diaspora, every black people around the world, Just to brief you guys, thank you for anyone that is watching. I speak about slavery, colonization, and discrimination, racism, because I believe as black people, we are the most hated people in the world. There's no one that can make me, so I can change my mind on that. I stand with that because I believe that's so, we get every day. It doesn't matter what country you live. You can be living in United States of America. You can be living in Brazil, Argentina, Colombia, any other country, even a black people in European country. Can you see even a black people in country like Jamaican, they still get discrimination. Just imagine it, you're Africa, especially those that in South Africa, they know what I'm talking about because the experience is so even in the African continent. Black people everywhere we walk alone. Black America, they march alone, they struggle alone. The same with the rest of us, even in Africa. We march alone, we walk alone. That's the way it is. There's no other race that can come in and so they can save us. There is none. It's not like when the European or European America, they want to rescue South African white. It's not like us black people, when we took like this, we have certain of hate against white people. No. It's just the regime of white people, the way they see it and the way we see our regime is completely different. People, country, continent, we all have the right to live the way we want to live our life. No one need to dictate other people the way of living. Just the way the European, they did change Africa, time of colonization, slaving. If you see, they changed our civilization, the way of living. The God that we used to believe in and the way we used to live, we used to have a kingdom. The continent of Africa, it did full of kingdom. The tribe, we had the way we used to live. We had the way we thought it was right for us to believe in until the European, they came in. They destroyed what we believe in and they brainwash us. They taught us, the language. They remove the name of, of our ancestor, language, education. We had an education system the way we thought it was right for us. And the European, they saw that it was wrong. So to us, we need to always try to learn. The key part for us black people is to unite it. So you can see here, I have a video, I'm going to keep going back and forth with the teaching of great Malcolm X, the teaching of Malcolm X. We're going to be playing it, trying to listen and follow, trying to see if we can gain some knowledge. Because us black people can be in America, European, black, African. We're not stupid. We're naive, yeah, because we forgive so much. We believe, people that they do bad to us, we believe they can change. So we need to forgive and forgive. People, they don't tend to change. It don't work like that. It don't mean if you're black, you have empathy, and you feel certain way when somebody's getting hurt, you tend to forgive. It don't mean other race, they feel the way you're feeling. No. The only way other race, they feel about you as a black person, hate. They have nothing to offer you but hate. That's what they strive for, European and European America, they live for domination. If you see the government of the Brazilian people, there is no single black person in that government. No single black person. Can you see? There is black Cuban. There is black Mexican. Yes, they are. They live there. But you don't hear about them. So much racism runs deep in them countries. That's why black people is where the best. We need to come together. So we're going to be playing Malcolm X, He's going to be speaking to us. Malcolm X, he was active for civil rights for everybody across this continent. Malcolm X, he spoke his voice. He spoke for all of us. He wanted us to know we need to stand up. We need to come together. Don't ignore your brother when they're suffering. Unity is the only way. Even if we don't want to, even if we don't like it, unity is our only way. So when we listen to great Malcolm X, we just need to pay attention in a lot of detail that he's gonna say. And it's for us parents, you need to teach your children. This is education. Education, sorry, is not just about dancing, singing, being in sport, acting. That's not education. Education, it need to be this. We need to follow Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Patrice Lumumba, especially a king and president, Marcus Messias Garvey. When you listen to his teaching, you will understand what I'm talking about. Marcus Garvey, he was not about separation. It was about unity, all of us to come together. It was about that. If you listen to Garvey, when he's speaking, it was about us African to come together, to have one nation. You can be everywhere, but we have one unity. You know, that's what he wanted. But because us black people, like I said, we're easily forgiven, easily manipulated, easily forget. People, they understand that. A Latino or India or Asian person, Chinese, whoever they are, they will do something to us we easily forgive. And we like to try to help. When you can't help yourself, it's really hard to try to help other people. It's a dangerous thing to do. When you, it's like a fathers and mother, they have two children at home and they're struggling to, cook for them children, to have food in the house, even to buy a dress for them kids, shoes, trainers, bicycle, just to buy things for the children. They're struggling to buy things for the children, but do you know what they do? They'll go buy foods or clothes for stranger. Make that make any sense? You can't help your children at home, but you're going to help strangers. It don't make any sense. And that's what us African we do. And that's what American black they do. We do that all the time. We wanna help other beside ourselves. We want to stand up for what is not good for us. We will fight hard just to get approval for other. We're really gonna go in our way just to help other, but not ourselves. And that's sad, but we need to unite it. When Ibrahim Traore is speaking, he's not just speaking for Burkina Faso people, he's speaking for the rest of us, all of us, wherever we are. Don't get it twisted. You think African countries it is the way it is because it want to be. No. There is a big agenda beyond our understanding. But if we understand the game that you've been playing for generation, trust me, we can change Africa for better. So I'm gonna let Malcolm X to speak. We're gonna be going around and round and trying to listen to a great Malcolm X. Let's go so we can hear what Malcolm is gonna say here.
Speaking right after this church was bombed in Birmingham, Christian church was bombed in Birmingham by Christians too, mind you, and these 4 little girls were murdered. John Killens and James Baldwin and Lomax and the Negro writers and actors had a meeting at the town hall in New York. And Killen pointed out concerning these murders of these little girls, said the killings had raised doubts about the intelligence of the nonviolence in the civil rights struggle. He went on to declare that he could no longer be asked to love those who persecuted and killed Negroes. He also, and the writer, Mr. Handler, who's describing this, said that Killens, it was not clear concerning Killens' remarks to his audience that he was breaking with it was clear rather to his audience that he was breaking with the doctrine of the Reverend Martin Luther King's philosophy that as Christians, Negroes should love their fellow man in a truly religious sense. Now, James Baldwin, speaking on that same platform, said, and I was present during this entire affair, asserted that the American people shared a collective guilt for the persecution of Negroes, much as Germans did because of their silence during the Nazi persecution. He denounced President Kennedy for what he termed Kennedy's lack of passion in the civil rights struggle. Mr. Baldwin said that there could no longer be a Republican Party for the Negro people as long as it listed a Barry Goldwater, nor a Democratic Party for the Negro people with a Senator Eastland on its roster. Yeah. He asserted that the federal government acted swiftly and energetically, that unless the federal government acted swiftly and energetically, future slaughter would make Birmingham look like a dress rehearsal. And now, what do I think about King's attitude? King's right-hand man, Wyatt Walker, at King's Convention, according to the New York Times on September the 26th, said, quote, we have been duped, meaning these persons involved in the civil rights struggle, of which King is the symbolic leader. His right-hand man says, and I quote, we have been duped or have duped ourselves into believing that the chains have been broken, when in truth we have only been chained more securely. Half freedom has in many instances been worse than no freedom at all. Why? Don't ask me what I think about their struggle. I can tell you what they think about their struggle. And they are pointing out that it is becoming more difficult every day for the civil rights leaders to keep the masses of black people nonviolent and long-suffering and patient, and keep them from becoming disenchanted. I hope that answers your question. I'm not familiar with the Freedom Now party. I'm not too familiar with politics, period, only that in the sense that white politicians have usually been very hypocritical where the so-called Negroes are concerned.
Always.
So I'm a bit disenchanted with politicians and politics. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad is a religious man, and his teaching is religious, and his solutions are religious. The Freedom Now party, from what I understand, is headed by a lawyer named Conrad Lynn. I know him. He probably means well. Before passing an opinion on what it is he's trying to do, I would like to analyze it and see who's subsidizing him, see who his friends are, especially who his white friends are. And after a careful analysis, if I could conclude that there was no white support, I would be inclined to have confidence in it. But if I saw him leaning too heavily upon his white liberal friends for support, then I'd be suspicious of that too. The Muslims, in my opinion, represent an all-black party. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad pointed out.
Yes, as we heard Malcolm X, he said so much right there, you know. Did you hear that? The last part, what Malcolm X said. The black leader that they are so, they sold themselves, they are puppet for the white, people. And what Malcolm X is saying right there, and that's what runs deep even in Africa. Yes, as you see, why Africa is not growing, because we have so many, puppet master, they just work for them, people that they're scared of. They work for the people that hate us the most. Like I'm gonna keep saying this. How can you try to help somebody that is outside at your house, but you're leaving your children to starve? You're leaving your children to starve. You're helping outsider, people that they outside from your home. Your children, they're screaming for starvation. They're walking barefoot outside. They don't have nothing to wear, but you're worrying about people that are outside. Look at Ibrahim Traore, what he's doing. He said, you know what, we have to focus at home. He's going around to check what is going, what is gonna work for them, agriculture, everything. He's building military, he's focusing in the problem that he knows. This is the key point for us. We need to focus on. He's building housing, road, trying to build hospital, even trying to build schools. He's trying everything. And this is why I'm going to say this, fathers and mother, we need to study Malcolm X. We need to study Marcus Garvey. Study. We cannot sit around to try to hug everybody. It won't work for us. We can't hug everybody. We need to hug each other. That's the only way for us. I hope, majority of us, we can try to find a way to try to understand where Malcolm X is coming from. We need to study, analyze the way he was speaking so we can teach it to our children, because the enemy is ourselves. We are our own enemy. Black people, we are our own worst enemy. We're trying to look outside. Outside, we already know is ruining us in every way possible. If they destroy Africa, they took you out from Africa, what do you think they're gonna do to you? Do you think they're gonna make your life better, or it's gonna be worse? Or they're gonna keep making you struggle? We have other races of people that they come to the country that we're living. You can see they're not gonna be treated the way we get treated. No, We can travel to all different countries we like, even if we're trying to pretend. Deep down, you know inside you're not happy, but you pretend to be happy when you travel to different country that is not Africa. And you find some happiness. You said, I go to this country, da da da. People, they treat me this way, they treat me. Of course, they're gonna treat you certain way because you're black. So look, I'm not here to bash anyone, you know, your happiness. But my only thing, my only thing that is in my mind, our children, they need to get education. That education need to start at home. That I mean, we need to focus and we need to go back, rerun that tape. We need to rewind. Let's go back. We need to study. Study how people like Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, Patrice Lumumba, Kwame Nkrumah, Thomas Sankara. We need to study them so we understand why they was speaking like this, because they seen it from far. They can see. Look at the future. Tell me what has changed much. Why? Because you're eating in the same place with white people, or you're going in a restaurant with the white people, you're going to the same school. When you have less freedom, you're still in chain. Listen to Malcolm X closely. So I'm gonna leave you guys with this. Unity is our only way. So I will catch you to the next video. Peace.